Hey guys, welcome to the live stream this afternoon. We're going to talk about 80/20 aluminum. We're going to talk about a couple of the tools that I use to install it. And then we're going to go over the mindset behind how you lay out your 80/20 versus the components that you're going to be putting into it. So I was getting ready to build this and I stopped myself and said, hey, let's just pull the live stream rig over and I'm going to put this together partially, and then you guys can watch. And if you have any questions during the live stream, feel free to ask them. It doesn't have to be about 80/20 aluminum, brackets and stuff like that. It can be anything van related. But I'm specifically going to talk about, this is the battery box for all the lithium batteries. It's going to house the inverter charger, and it's going to house the Webasto Evo 40. Evo Top 40. This thing has a long name. Yeah, we're just going to start and show you what we got. So if we go over the computer really quick, if you guys don't know anything about 80/20, so 80/20 is it's an aluminum product, and it's extruded aluminum. So basically what that means is there's a die in a machine, and then you take aluminum, you melt it, and then you put it into the machine, and then this comes through a die and extrudes it like that. So you can kind of see this little pattern right here. So as this comes through and extrudes, you get whatever profile comes out of the extrusion head. The cool thing is, this is, it's epic. The cool thing is, it's very light and it's extremely strong. I'm talking very, very strong. There's two different flavors you can get. You can get one that has a thicker wall or the thinner wall. This is some that I bought last year, and I bought the thick version instead of the thin version. Trust me, if this is the 15 series, so the 15 means 1.5 inches, so the 1.5 inches, 15 series. If you go with the ultralight, it's going to be still extremely strong. But we have a lot of weight here. So we're going to have 6 lithium iron phosphate batteries. They're over there. Then we have this inverter charger, which is almost 65 pounds. This will be just, there will be no weight of this heater. This heater's mounted to the bottom of the van. This is just going to cover it. But if you don't know anything about 80/20, we'll just do a really quick dive into what it is. So it's an extruded piece of aluminum. Why is it so important? What can you do with it? Well, you can just make all kinds of different joints here. So here's a piece of angle and some bolts, and then see, you can make a shelf, you can make a box, you can make a post to mount something to. So for example, if you're putting together your electrical system in the back of the van and you have some very critical components you don't want ripping off when you're four-wheeling in your all-wheel drive van, you can take this and then you can securely mount this to the aluminum. It's going to be nice and rigid. It gives you better peace of mind than just screwing it into a piece of wood. There's nothing wrong with doing that. It's just, if you really think about, if you're actually going to take your van off-road, this is something to consider. Because these components, they have so much inertia when you're driving the van. I mean, it's so much weight coming back and forth. So if you're going down a trail and your van's kind of seesawing, just imagine how much stress is put on this. So I like 80/20 because you can get extremely accurate with it. It's kind of like adult Legos, where you can have a bunch of pieces like these aluminum brackets and these roll-in T-nuts. I'll explain all this in just a second. But the roll-in T-nut is the way that you slide this into the channel like that, and then you're able to put this here, put a bolt in it, and then now you have a secure mounting location. This mounting location can be used to mount the 8020 to the van. You can mount it up and then use it as something to hold like a shelf. And I linked Thomas's van tour video in the description of the live stream. So you can click on that, and his whole entire van is constructed completely out of 8020. There's no wood construction whatsoever, other than the rig of hexa, but that's more for decorative use. And then all the wood panels are bolted to the 8020. Another benefit of the 8020 is you can not just get roll-in T-nuts, but you can get locking nuts. They look like this. And what the locking nuts do is if you want to unbolt an area of the van, say you want it to be an access hatch or a panel, these have little set screws in them. And so you can lock down their location along the 8020 track, and so that when you unbolt it, it doesn't move. We're going to go, let's check out 8020 really quick. Okay. So let me go ahead and pull up 2 pages. I know you can't see it. Just give me 1 second. I have to get rid of all my info here since I'm logged in. So you go to 8020. It's 8020.net. They've been around for a while. But they have little brackets, and then you can go up and, for example, you can search 15 series. Now they have 10 series, which is the 1 inch, but 15 tends to work the best for me in the van because you get the mounting face is a little bit bigger for panels like 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch plywood. But you have the extrusions, you have the brackets right here, and then you're also going to. So this is a good image of how it works. There's all kinds of parts. There's a little support brackets. If you want to go to, let's see. I'm trying to show you. So I used to be an engineer for Bosch, and our assembly lines were fully constructed out of 8020. So essentially what they did is they built these assembly lines over in Germany. They fully built them out with 8020, and then they completely disassembled them, put them on shipping containers, and sent them over to South Carolina, where I used to work. And all the systems that we used are 8020. So the reason they do it, they use it for assembly lines. So we were manufacturing anti-lock brake units. And not only is it easy to, it's like kind of like a Rector set, but what you can do is once you set it up, it's very accurate. So if we're looking at what I'm building, just think of this as like it could be like a simple conveyor belt. If you can imagine, everything needs to be perfect and exact. So it's kind of overkill to use it in a van, but what's nice is it's very accurate. Speaking of accuracy, a little pro tip that I have as we're doing this live stream is, if you can see, I have these pieces of tape on here. So instead of marking a line or scoring it or something like that, a little hack that I've used is I just take a piece of tape and then I'll measure on here where I need to cut. And I know the blade is going to be exactly, I place the blade down on the miter saw, and I'll make an exact cut right above the tape line. I mean, that way I get, millimeter accuracy. Again, little overkill for Vans, but that is just the way I do things. Let's get into assembling some stuff here. So the first thing you want to do when you are putting together any type of 80-20 system is you can't just kind of go at it with no plan. You can, but 80-20, one of the cons is it's extremely expensive. So if you make a mistake, it's a very expensive mistake. So you want to make sure that the pieces you're going to use, you're using every single bit of the 80-20. So any offcut you have, you want to save every single offcut that you have. Like for example, these two pieces are some offcuts. I will keep this piece in a box, and before I ever cut any more 80-20, and I think I may use something close to this, I'll go in my box of the offcuts and use that first, because you never want to, the biggest size that you can get these pieces is, the biggest size that you can get these extrusions mailed to you is 96 inches via UPS. So you do have a limit on the length, but when you do have this long length, you want to be very precise. Don't waste anything, because it's going to be an expensive mistake. All right, once again, if you guys have any questions, put those in the chat below, and we will get to it. All right, so we're going to go to our brackets. Now over here on my left-hand side, I know you can't see it, I'll bring it to you guys, but you want to be get organized with your bolts. You'll need a certain length of socket head cap screws. So you don't know what a socket head cap screw is, I will show you real quick. Sorry, button head cap screw, button head. There you go. So we went on Amazon, button head cap screw, we want stainless. There we go. So right here, so they have 3/8, but we want to go down, and it's very important that you come up here and type in 5/16-18. So the 5/16 is the size of the bolt, and the 18 is the thread. So just hit enter on there, and then you can hop in, and there we go. So we got a 5/16-18 by 1/2 inch. And if I go down here, the ones that I'm using to assemble what I'm getting ready to show you are the 1/2 inch. Actually, these are 3/4. So you come down here, 5/16-18, 3/4, and that way you can order them. Now, if you want to know where all of these parts are, we have a free DIY van cheat sheet. I want you guys to check out. The link is in the description below. This is this right here. So it's a DIY van build cheat sheet. It's a curated list of all the items that I purchased on Amazon, including all of this 80-20 components. So brackets, roll-in T-nuts, and all of these stainless steel screws. What's really nice about this cheat sheet is it's all in one place. It's essentially an Excel sheet. So check it out right here. We've got products from storage, electrical, fasteners. And so the fasteners are what we're talking about right now. For example, right here on the list, we have slide-in T-nut. So that's exactly what we're talking about today. Right here, socket button head cap screw 5/16-18. Boom, right there is a link to the the Amazon link for this. So if you want to reference anything that's in the live stream today, check out this list, go to vanbuilderhq.com or click on the link in the description below. It'll send it right to your inbox, and I really think it's going to help you guys out. Again, it's a list of all of the items that I've used to build a van. Don't forget the tools section. The tools section is extremely important. These are all the tools that I've used to put together the builds that I do. Anything from pneumatic crimping tools to plumbing, as far as the ProPEX expansion tools, hole saws, stuff like that. But really for this live stream, all the fasteners are going to be what you want to look at. Again, completely free. It's called the DIY Van Build Cheat Sheet. Just put your name and email address. It'll go right to your inbox, and you're going to get this form. And not only is this form going to be very helpful to you, but it's a living document. So what that means is the more that I talk about products and parts, the more I'm going to add to this list. And then if you guys have any questions of stuff that you would like to add, for example, there's a couple things in here like this L-track component. That's not on the list yet, but I'll add it. So this list is going to grow over time. But if you want to pick up this list, vanbuilderhq.com, or you can click on the link in the description below to get this list. All right, let's get back to the 80-20. So now we have our socket head cap screw. We have a 3/4 inch. We've gone to our Van Builder, the DIY Van Build cheat sheet, and we've also picked up our stainless steel lock nut, our lock washer. We're going to take our bracket and just put this straight into the bracket. What's pretty cool about the 80-20 is you can just take this and you can kind of pre-make these little assemblies. So right here, I've got a complete angle bracket assembly. It's got my nut, my lock washer, and my roll-in T-nut at the bottom. So if you're getting ready to make a project like this, and you know every joint is going to have 1, 2, 3, so maybe 3, 6, 9, 12. You can pre-make 12 of these, and then when you go to put this together, all you do is just take your piece that you need to assemble, minus the tape that I have on here. Take your roll-in T-nut and just slide it in the channel. You may have to loosen it just a little bit. But slide it in the channel, so just like that. There you go. So see? And then we can take this, our Allen wrench, and we're going to just gently tighten it down. We don't want to get it too tight, because one thing about 80-20 is, since it's so accurate, you need to make sure that this plane right here is straight. Now you can do that with square. You can put a square on it like that, and that's going to make sure that you are nice and good. So I can see I can actually need to move this up just a hair. There you go. So now this one's pretty close. We can go ahead and put it down. Again, take this tape off. Then we're going to go in our box. Get our angle bracket, or roll-in T-nut. So this will be for our next section. So this will be our base, and this will be the top section. So you can kind of already see how quickly this joint comes together. And then we just put the joint down, and we just keep building. Now, one thing you'll run into is when you're using a lock washer, you're going to come in, and this one actually worked out pretty good because I tightened this pretty well. But if you don't tighten this a little bit, you won't be able to insert the second bolt. So another pro tip. So we're going to take this and just slide it into our channel. And then I'm going to tighten this down, and then I'll show you what we're working with. I said we got a couple people on the live stream, so ask away if you guys have any questions, build related. It could be anything 80/20. It could be anything from the Van Build cheat sheet, parts, and anything we actually went over this week. So we talked a little bit about that lagoon table yesterday in the YouTube short, and then we talked about plans for the van over here. So if you guys are curious on how that's going, happy to share. So I'm going to finish this one joint over here, and then we're going to hop on over to 80/20. I'll show you a couple more things, and we'll probably end the live stream here in just a little bit. Won't make it too long today. Then I'll post some pictures of what we finished with. Now, if you guys can see if I can pull it up to the camera. When you get into a corner like this, this second piece is going to, you're going to have two pieces. So you're just going to slide it straight down into this channel. So I'll pick up where I left off talking about planning everything. So you want to plan so you're saving time, but you're also saving a lot of money from making a mistaken cut into the 80/20 because it's very expensive. So you do want to plan this out. And so the way I did that was I went ahead and put down a piece of 80/20 and I started working off of it. And then once I got my, I used this piece right here. So this piece that's at the end of each side, I used as my, to calculate my offset. Let's see here. How hey going, do? Oh, thank you so much on Thomas's van. The prefab kit. So I'm guessing you're talking about the Flatline Vanco kitchen galleys that I'm using right now. So yeah, let me know if you're talking about the Flatline Vanco kitchen galleys, the pre-built ones. If you are talking about those, I really like them. I'll actually, I wonder if I can just spin this around. Hold on a second, I'll move over here. Yeah, let me know if you're talking about the pre-built. Okay, let's talk about kitchen galleys real quick. We will come back to the 80-20. All right, so here we go. This is the pre-built that I'm working on. So this is the Flatline Vanco pre-built. I haven't shown you guys this, so this will be a little sneak peek for you. But this right here is the finishing panel that I'm working on in this van. I get the purple. Okay, perfect. So we'll talk about the kitchen galley, and then we'll go to the interior components. Let's see, let me move this up a little bit. There you go. So this is the 41-inch kitchen galley from Flatline Vanco. I'll reveal it here in a second. This piece of foam is what I use to template out my finished pieces. I use that on Thomas's van for the wood panels, stuff like that. So this is just temporary, obviously. But this allows me to do a lip for the backsplash and then come over here and then clean up this step out. Down here we'll have an electrical outlet that we lift up and plug into. There's a little cubby down here so you can put maybe a pair of shoes, like a dog leash. But anyway, once I take this off, it'll reveal the kitchen galley. So this will be bolted on and you can take this off. And going to answer your question, I really like these kitchen galleys. So I bought two of them. I bought the 24-inch version on Flatline Vanco, and I bought the 41-inch. The quality on these is superb. So you may get sticker shock if you look at these, but for man hours, time, and materials, this is incredible. If I could show you the detail on this, this is bamboo on the inside. So, nobody's ever going to see this, but it looks so good. So there's two of the cabinets. This one is going to hold an isotherm 65 drawer fridge. So it's pre-built. It's designed specifically for that fridge. So you just pop the fridge right in. Comes with two drawers. Check out these drawers. They're unbelievable. So if you, right there, check out, look at this. Powder coated aluminum, 1/8-inch face, bamboo, soft close. This is really, really nice. And this is really the direction I want to go with these vans is, very, very good build quality. Because when you're such a small space, a really nice drawer like this, when you only have 3 of them, it makes a difference. So, let's look at it, talk a couple more things about the galley and then I'll talk about the interior for a second. Then we'll hop back over to 80-20. But this is the 41. So fridge area. And then over here, we're going to have our gray water tanks for the Rivati sink. Now, they make a 24-inch, which is going on the opposite side. So the 24-inch is it's about this wide. And it's going to house a locking drawer slide for the porta potty, as well as the microwave. And then you can see these slots right here. So this is designed specifically for the Adventure Wagon kit. So over here on the right-hand side, what I have these L-track bolts. And so what happens is I put this side that doesn't make a difference. I put this side into the L-track, and then right here, it goes in and bolts the whole entire kitchen galley to the adventure wagon structure. So this thing is actually bolted to the van itself. So in the event of an accident, this is going to stay bolted to the van, and you don't have to worry about it moving. And you have one adjustable slot here. Then you got a second adjustable slot here. And again, 1/8 inch thick aluminum. I mean, very robust. Moving on into the interior, we'll just give you a quick look at the interior. So if you guys haven't seen this before, I'll get this out of the way. Let's fishing some wires around. So inside here we have the Adventure Wagon interior conversion kit. I love it. It does two things for me. It's a quick install for as far as giving the van a finished look that's very professional. And two, it provides all the mounting locations for the kitchen galleys and the bed system, the power system, and the water system. So that's actually a really good segue. So if we go back over to, drive back over to the 80/20. Let's see. So you're working on the van today and modifying the galley to accept an isotherm 130. Are you modifying the flatline van code to do that? Yeah, let me know if you're modifying the kitchen galley to do that. Let's see. Modifying. Are you modifying a kitchen galley that you built to accept the isotherm 130, or have you bought the Flatline Vanco galley and are modifying it to accept the isotherm? I'd be really interested to hear which one of those that you're doing. Yeah, let me know on that. For everyone else that's still there, so what I'm doing is to mount this system. So we're going to make a whole entire 80/20 cage. It's going to hold the batteries, our charge controllers and all that stuff. And then we're going to use these right here. So we actually need to buy ones that are about 1/4 inch long. I got these too short. But what this is going to do is this is going to go through the 80/20 like that and come out the other side. And so you can imagine this is the L-track. This is the power system, and then we're just going to take this bolt. And if you can kind of visualize, this will bolt this whole entire power system into the van. So we'll have probably 2 over here, and then 2 right here. And what you can actually do is this is going to sit over the wheel well. And if you measure accurately, you can use the tie-down bolt from Ford. So Ford has these they have these guys. See this? So this shackle is actually about right here. So you can reuse this bolt location. Okay. Okay, so here's the issue with modifying the galley for the isotherm, 130. I'm with you. The 130, I was hoping to use it. If you guys can see in the back of my shop, ignore this mess. It's a work in progress. So that isotherm back there, so let's take a look at it. So the reason that this may be an issue for you is this fridge is 23 inches. This is the face. So it's 23 by 30. The cabinet over here is 24 by 34 and a half. So technically, yes, this would fit. So go and do what? You're gonna change my mind. You're gonna make me put the 130 into this one. Okay. Man, aren't live streams great? See, guys, this is a live van collaboration. That's pretty much why I wanted this stream. I wanted to get the feedback from everybody because there's all kinds of stuff that you can do. All right, go and do. We're building live now. Okay, my initial plan was to have this as a porta potty storage. So technically, I can move that to the other side. Okay, all right. This is wild. I think I actually might change my mind on live stream. Okay. So the reason I hesitated is I would have to do away with this drawer. Or maybe I can relocate it. What is that? So the drawer is 4.5 inches. So 4.5. You didn't create more work for me. We're problem solving here. This is what we do. It's not more work because the plan. Let's see. Man, this is very interesting now. What I'm trying to do with this van is the last year and a half we've been going to a bunch of shows. So I film, I get a bunch of ideas, and this van concept is checking off all the main boxes. So flip and fold seat so that you can have your kids or your friends, family ride with you, but it gets out of the way so you can use the inside of your van when the door's shut at nighttime. Because people don't think about that. When your van's open, it's the daytime, you're having fun outside. But at nighttime, you got the door shut and you're inside because it's either freezing cold or it's really hot. So, flip and fold seat. Next, you want to move into, do you have enough counter space to actually cook, like in the real world? Not like a Winnebago or that have like the little micro sinks, with a plastic faucet. Stuff like that kind of gets at me. So if you can have a nice household sink, Boom, check the box off. Have a good power system so you can actually use the induction stove, still run the air conditioner. And then for this, I still want you to be able to have some form of concealing a toilet. Okay, real quick to your answer for Peter. Peter's going to build an 80-20 cage for his batteries. He's going to put them in between his wheel wells. How important is it to center the batteries between the wheel wells? All right, I'm going to give you a perfect world scenario. So I'll give you the perfect world scenario, and then we'll backtrack. All right, don't worry, go and do. We're going to talk about this. I'm very interested in updating my plans. Just when you think the topics for live stream are not there, we hop on and we got all kinds of ideas flowing here, so this is awesome. It's very exciting, guys. Keep the questions coming. All right, let me clear my computer off here so I can actually answer some questions. All right, go and do. I'm going to come back to you. Peter, let's answer this question real quick. So we're going to open up our drawing pad, and I'm going to draw the answer. So I'm just waiting on my notepad to come through. Come on, open on up. There we go. All right, guys, if you missed the last live stream, we talked about how to basically create your whole entire solar power system. So that's what this crazy looking drawing is. It's very long-winded, so if you guys, Peter going to do, I think you understand my format where it's just streams of thought captured in a live stream. But yeah, so let's go to a new page. All right, Peter, here we go. So we've got a van. Let's draw a van. Okay, we got the front of the van. Let's see, let's draw better. Let's get better here. So we got the van, back of the van. We got the roof coming down. All right, instead of a Ford Transit, I'm drawing a Nissan Envy. I don't know why. Okay, so here's our wheel well. All right, so right here is your axles. And remember, you got your triangle. What was this thing called? Center of gravity triangle. I don't know. Okay, so there's your thing. So basically anything inside here it's going to make your van happy, all right? And the same thing left to right. So if we were looking down the van, and this was the left side of your van, this was the right side of your van, same thing, all right? Just think about that triangle. All right, so as far as your batteries go, so Peter is concerned, or he wants to know where to put the batteries. Center the batteries, between the wheel wells. Okay, well let's do that. We can come back to this one. Let's see here. Will this thing not let me do another page? Huh. I can't add more than 100 pages in a book. Let's see here. So this is. Okay, good Lord. All right, let's draw a van. Let's I guess get Peter's question answered here. Okay, so here is your wheel well. Here is your other wheel well. I can do better. Okay, center the batteries between the wheel wells. Too much weight to one side of the van. You put a 10K lithium system, 600 watts, solar on the roof. Hopefully it'll be enough to run everything comfortably. Yeah, I think so. You're really going to like the 600 watts on the roof. We've got 550 on top of Thomas's van, and it's doing really well. His stuff's just staying topped up 100% all the time. So, oh wait, that was going due. Get these mixed up. Okay, Peter, from one side to the other. So this is a question for Peter. Are you doing a water tank on one side, or you're only doing batteries in the middle? That would be my question. So you're going to put it between, so I guess, Peter, you're going to put it between the wheel wells right here. So the good thing about putting it between the wheel wells is front to back really doesn't matter because you're probably going to center it above the axle. I personally have not done this yet. I'm open to it, but I'm no water tank. Okay. Okay, perfect. How many batteries are you going to have? Like how many amp hours? Because as long as you're centering this, let me just do a side view here. So let's do it's the back of the van. So this is the back of the van. Oh yeah, so 400 amp hours, 4 batteries. I wouldn't be concerned. I think, Peter, you had the Ford Transit high roof 350? Towards one of the wheel wells. So with 4 batteries, I wouldn't worry about uneven weight. Because they're lithium batteries, I'm guessing? Or are they AGM? Oh, Sprinter 170. Crew. So do you anticipate on having anything on, so let's just say you put them on the, you put them over the wheel well right here on the left-hand side, just for example. They're lithium 400. Yeah, I wouldn't really be concerned. What you can do is just think ahead of time about the right side of your van. Okay, the reason that I'm saying the left side is typically you're going to have, let's say this is your driver's seat. You're probably going to run your power cable, from where the batteries are near the driver's seat, straight down the wall, and then up for your charger. And that's typically why batteries a lot of the times are on the left side, so you don't have to take the cable and go across the floor. I'm not a fan of putting any wires underneath the van. You can do it, but just me personally, I don't want to have any wires under there. But I think 400 amp hours of lithium really is not that heavy in my personal opinion. So maybe just start considering, what you're going to put on the right side to kind of counteract that weight. I couldn't imagine it being, let's see, for example, like the SOK batteries. They weigh 28 pounds. Let's just say 30 pounds, 3, 6, 9, 120 pounds. So you're looking at, for those batteries, 120 pounds. So not a big deal. But what you could do so Peter, have you put a floor in the van yet? Because if you have the weight of you driving, and let's just say you don't have a passenger, then you could shift that 120 pounds over here if it did concern you. Yeah, but if it was me, I would put the batteries over here on the left-hand side. It's going to make sure you're going to be able to free up this space in the middle. You're going to be able to wire it easier, keeping that cable along the side of the wall, and you can put it over your wheel well. And then if you really want to get technical about it, you can make sure that you put the batteries kind of over your wheel well like that. So I'm going to show you one quick excerpt of a video, and then I'm going to get back to go and do's question. So let me go to, I think I did a live video. All right, if you have anybody else that's watching, talking addressing Peter's question. Next question coming up, we're going to go back to go and do with the fridge in the shop, which is very fun. We're going to talk about Nick changing his mind. Let's see here. Come on, video. All right, almost there. Here we go. So Peter, if you want to, This is the video. It's called Lithium Battery Install with 80/20. And this live stream goes through how I built this battery box. You probably saw this. But right here, this is the wheel well. So I actually have the batteries a little forward of the wheel well. So this fuzz down here is the Havelock, so that's the end of the wheel well. And the batteries are coming in front of it. That's really, perfectly ideal location. And then this is, let's see. So I'm kind of doing the same thing today in the shop, is laying everything out like this to see if it's going to fit. But we have the wheel well down here and then the batteries. So we got maybe 2 over the center and then 2 more over here on the left. But if you guys just want to see that video, I show you how I designed that. Okay, keep asking questions away. Go and do. I'm going to talk about this for a second. Got my mind racing over here. Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to measure between the bamboo, the inner bamboo slots. I've got 22 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eighths. 22 and 5 eighths. So let's see what the fridge is here. Oh man, it's gonna fit. All right, so the showing face is 22 and 7 eighths. I can't believe that. The drawer width is 22 and 7 eighths. No way. I think I might do it, guys. I have to re-powder coat this anyway because the Flatline Vancoat, they've upgraded their cabinetry, so they have a new line out, and this was part of their old line. They make the same exact one now, but the finish is gloss instead of matte. But look, we've got the ventilation right there, compressor right here. The only thing that I'm going to lose, I don't know if I'm going to lose it. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to get back to the 80/20 here in just a second. While I'm measuring a couple more measurements, ask those questions in the comments. Ask those questions. All right, we got some more people coming in. Guys, anybody that's new in the live stream right now, we are talking about 80/20 today. We just talked about the battery box I'm building behind me. I'm going to get back to that in a second. I'm answering viewers' questions right now. So we just got done talking to Peter. He had a question about the locating the battery system either on the left or right side of the van, proper weight distribution. So we talked about that. Go and Do had a question about the kitchen galley that I purchased, or not specifically the one I purchased, but trying to fit an Isotherm Cruise 130 into it. And believe it or not, I'm going to set this on the ground. I need to make a couple more measurements, and then we're going to hop on over to finish up the 80/20 stream. But I want to do this while I'm thinking about it. And if you guys want to chime in with a question, feel free to do it. We are doing Q&A today. Okay. So what I'm looking for is I want to see if I'm able to take the drawer from the bottom and then repurpose it to the top of this system. And another thing I think about doing is maybe I can just flip the whole thing over and have the drawer up the top, but let's measure to see. It fits, yeah, it does. It does. Funny, huh? Okay, this is the challenge. Can I still reuse the drawer? That's one of the main things. So I got 4.5. All right, so 4.5. And I may just invert this and put this back on the bottom and then just flip the drawer over. But the problem, well, it might work. It might work. Okay, so 4. Oh, it's so close. I don't think it's going to work. That's okay. That's okay. I was trying to sneak another drawer in here. So that's the drawer will be right at the top. So forget the drawer opening. Let's measure the drawer face, because that's actually what makes the difference. So drawer face is 4 7/8. So 4 7. Nah, it won't. Okay, that's okay. So the drawer won't work, but this fridge is. This is like the fridge to have. It's like the Holy Grail fridge. It's the Isotherm Cruise 130. Everybody loves it. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. And then what I'll do up here, we'll think about it. All right, go and do. Thank you for that. All right, we got more people coming into the live stream talking about 80-20. We are getting back to 80-20. We're answering live stream questions from viewers. We talked to Peter about his balancing out his batteries in his van, where to put them, over the wheel well, center of gravity, all that good stuff. Just talked to Go and Do, and they were helping me with changing my mind on putting the fridge in here. So now I can use this fridge. Don't have to buy the 65 like I was just about to, probably next week. I've got to repowder coat this anyway because I don't like the finish on it. It's not because of the manufacturer. This was just their last run of this product, and that's what happened. Okay, for everybody that's coming back in, we are getting back to the 80-20. We're going to go talk about 80-20 tips. Guys, if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, comment in the comment section. I'll be there to answer any questions you have during the live stream. Another way to support this channel is to sign up for the DIY Van Build cheat sheet. So this is a curated Excel sheet that has over 250 items on it. I personally bought through Amazon. It has all the links. Now, why would you want to sign up for this list besides it being free? It's because you get a whole entire list, 250 items I've personally bought. They're all vetted by me. These have been put physically into vans. I've pretty much used this sheet now to reference when I'm buying stuff. So I had to buy stuff for this project. I had to buy these. I had to buy lock washers. So what did I do? I went to my list. I went to my Van Builder DIY, my DIY Van Build cheat sheet. I looked up the Amazon link. I went to it. I got the part that I was looking for. That easy. So this list is completely free for you guys. It has a ton of items, electrical, fasteners, which we're talking about today, and then tools. One of the best part about this list, the tools. all the tools I've used to put stuff into van, rivet things, hole saw, Propex expansion tools for the plumbing, you name it, it's on there. Go to the link in the description below. It's the DIY van build cheat sheet. You can also go to vanbuilderhq.com. Just put your name, email address. It'll be delivered straight to your inbox, and I know it's going to help you out. Helps us out as well, supporting the channel. So thank you guys so much for that. Peter asked, for 80/20, do you use corner brackets or do you tap the end for corner connections? Good question. So this is a multiple part answer. So on this frame that I'm building right now, let me move this. Let me finish this one little piece, and then I will finish answering that question. Okay. So do I drill and tap the ends? Yes, I do. If you guys saw, there's a YouTube short that I did, and it shows you quickly the benefits of drilling and tapping the end of a piece of 80/20. You can use that to, here, let's just pop the link in really quick. That way, for the purposes of finding it in the future, it'll be right here in this video. So go to VanBuilder HQ, go down to this YouTube short. All right, so in this YouTube short, we're making the Murphy bed. You see, I drill and tap the end of this. I'm doing this so that the piece of 80/20 doesn't shift from the angle bracket I put in here. So if you can imagine, okay, so here it is. Let's copy it. Let's put it in here. Okay, so if you can imagine, so Peter, imagine this piece right here has the possibility of being torqued, so twisted. So what I would want to do is I would want to, let's just say I have a piece of 80/20 like this on the end. So instead of putting it on top, I have it in front of it. So that this doesn't torque out of place, I could drill this with a hole. I could tap this center piece, and that would allow it to not move in this direction. Now that only happens when you probably have 2 angle brackets. In this example, see how we have 3 now? So we have all of the planes taken care of. So this thing, it won't move from this location. So I would say I drill and tap these when I have 1 bracket, and that bracket's able to be twisted like that. And then I would want to drill through here so that there's a bolt coming out and it won't twist it. So hopefully that answers your question. And your other part of the question was probably, so I guess the quick answer was I don't. So I use these 90-degree brackets. It would take a long time, as you can imagine, to tap and drill everything. So keep it simple. Just use 3 of these corner brackets to make a connection like this. And then one pro tip is you always want to kind of go through here and check your squareness. Even though you've made everything square, the problem is it's the human element. It's you going in and actually tightening everything. All right, guys, how are we doing on questions? Anybody have a question for me? been a pretty great live stream this afternoon. I really appreciate all the questions. Okay, so we got that together. All right. So that thing is good to go. So there's one corner. So all we got to do now is we're going to mount this up here, and then we'll take this top piece, and this will come up here. What's cool is because we got the 80-20, when we go to put the batteries in, what I'll do is I'll put a bunch of pieces of like 2x4s, and I'm going to push the batteries up to the very top of this. So I'll only give the batteries the thickness of a piece of 80-20, so 1.5 inches on the top for the lugs. And then that way that gives me my most space down here in the bottom in order to mount the like the inverter and the DC to DC charger, stuff like that. Oh, appreciate it, Jamie. Yeah, today's been an excellent live stream. Yeah, we got a couple people on here, so I'm gonna keep going. If you guys have any questions, just ask them. So right now, I'm going off script now. So anything that was planned for this live stream has already been talked about as far as pro tips. The next 10-20 minutes, I'm going to be assembling this. So if you want to stick around and just ask questions while I build this, you guys can. But other than that, thank you guys for watching up until this point. But for you those sticking around, make sure you guys ask those questions. Do I have my little tag? Let's see if I get my little tag in here. There you go. It doesn't flash. I'm just doing that. Ask me anything van related. I'll tell you one thing I'm very excited about is the van is coming together very quickly. It's very good. So I'm trying to get as much content out to you guys as I possibly can because it's going to be here before we know it. About a month and a half, we're going to be headed to an Adventure Van Expo. So I'm looking forward to that. So the van is currently for sale. But it'll be more officially for sale later as far as we get a spec sheet built out on it. Because right now we're just dialing in all the items. For example, we have people that are joining the live stream, such as Go and Do, helping me with changing my mind on the fridge, which actually that's so perfect. I mean, that's exactly what needed to happen. Because sometimes I got to get outside of my own head. I need feedback from you guys. So I think that's why this live stream is so valuable. So now, I was going to cut that up to do the microwave anyway. So now we're going to put in. Oh, we'll be able to put in that isotherm. That's really, really cool. Cruise 130. Everyone loves the Cruise 130. I'm waiting for Amazon to deliver my bolts. Might as well check on that. I don't know why they're not here yet. If you have anybody else new to the live stream, we're at the Q&A portion, so if you guys have any questions van related, let me know. I just finished talking about the DIY van build cheat sheet, so I'm gonna put the link to that, I forgot. All right, let's find out what's going on. Got some more people watching. All right, guys, we already talked about all the 80/20 components. Right now, we're just kind of building and doing a Q&A. So if you're just joining us, ask me van-related questions. That is what I'm here to help you guys with. Collaboration and teamwork. That's right. That's right. That is what it's about, for sure. All right. Okay, my bolts are arriving June 25th, I tell you. The world is crazy right now with shipping. Well, that's not going to work out. We are going to have to find some more bolts. Guys, I tell you, Amazon is so crazy. So here's the same exact bolts. These same exact bolts. They'll be here tomorrow. That is so hilarious. Okay, I want to show you guys a Amazon hack. Okay, you guys ready? So I put a quantity 2 in here. It changed it to Saturday. Now watch this. If I do a quantity of 1, it'll get it to me tomorrow. So what I do in these times of need is I'll add that to my cart. I'll check out and then I'll go back in and I'll buy another one. I know that sounds really corny, but I'm not sure why they do that. Germany is in the house. Excellent. Welcome to the live stream. Wes, let's talk about where do I get the 80/20 from? I will answer that question really quick. Let me just get these bolts really quick. And I will help you with answering that question. Okay, Wes, 80/20. You're going to go over to Over here, go to Google. Let me go to 8020.net. So let me I'm going to go to 8020.net, and let me give you a really quick crash course here because it's very technical. Once you get used to it, it's not. But so what you're going to do is when you go to Shop and you go to T-Slot Profiles, okay, that's what I'm working with. So I'm working with the 15 series, but I want to go to the 15 series. Let's just go to the 15. Let's just go 15. So 15 series, and then you're going to go to the the 15 means 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch. The LS is light smooth. The 1515 ULS is ultralight smooth. And probably the ultralight will be okay for you. So this is the big bar. Okay, the big bar that's in this video right now, this is the aluminum extrusion. On the left-hand side, you'll start to see parts. So for example, they have like 4302, 4307, 2030. When you click on that part, you want to make sure it's 15 series so it fits. You find your part and you'll start to add this together. Then you want to do T space slot. The T slots are going to just hit enter. And now this is how you bolt stuff together. Now I don't use this type of T slot. I go up and I type in roll space T space slot. The roll space T space slot gives me my roll-in T-nuts. And don't pass out because these are very expensive. 8020 is very expensive. Just prefacing, it's very expensive. It'll last forever. It's extremely strong. It's very light, and it's easy to work with. That's their little ad right there. Actually, I made that up. But each one of these is $2.30. So I just bought 100 of these. So you can imagine the cost gets pretty high. So even though this will be a very expensive battery system, my whole thing with the way I build is safety first. Not in the corny sense, but in the literal sense. As in, you're in a moving vehicle going 70, 80 miles an hour down the highway, and you have 250 pounds of electronics in the back. You have to slam on the brakes, you're rearing somebody. Where is all this weight going? So that is my main concern when I'm building. So if I can sleep at night knowing that this whole entire thing is bolted in as securely as I possibly can make it happen, then I'm happy. So that is why I use 8020. But really, those three components that I just showed you, those are this 90, the T slot, and the screws. I mean, that's really all I use. Now over here on this back side, you'll see I have a ton of these boxes. So what you're going to want to do if you decide to add the wood component to this, which you probably will, so upholstered wood panels, what you're going to want to do is get longer button head cap screws, so that allows you to go through the wood, such as a 1/2 inch piece of plywood, the thickness of your fabric, and then into the 8020. We talked earlier about how you can get specialized 8020 T-slots that have the set screw in them. So what's nice about the roll-in T-nut is it rolls in and it slides around. But the downside is, say if you have a fixed panel, you'll want to have the set screw capability so that when you take the panel off, you're not hunting for the roll-in T-nut. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of work here. I'm looking at my screen to see if there's anybody participating, asking questions. I just want to get this put together before I leave today. That is my goal. Go and Do's already saved me some money from buying another fridge, so I've already won. I've already won on the live stream, so that was pretty cool. All right, so we are connecting this back side of the panel. Remember, guys, ask me anything van related. I know we have a bunch of people watching the stream right now, so ask those questions. I can see the traffic. Now, one reason I'm really excited about this specific battery system is because I mainly build them inside the van because I have so many constraints. So I can't go too far forward, I can't go too far back. With Thomas's build, the challenge was the Paragolfer was driving into the back of the van, and this plane, it had one area and you couldn't do anything about it. You could not make it bigger or smaller. It was right where it's going to be. The other side was right where it's going to be. So in this van, I can go whatever size I want to. But at the same time, the challenge is, for me, I've added a pull-out tray. And so the pull-out tray needs to be bolted through the chassis of the van so that, again, when you hit something, it's not going to move. Let's see. Wes, you are you're very welcome for that. Let's see. Have a bought any hardware from T-Nuts? Let's see here. Hopefully that's not, let's see here. Let's see. Man, guys, the live stream is kicking butt today. Wes, I've never heard of this site. This is new to me. This is awesome. This is really cool. Yeah, awesome find, Wes. This is excellent because the challenge that I have with 8020 is unless you know the number, you can't see the picture. All right, I'm going to put this into the chat just so it'll be there in the future. This is great. This is awesome. Man, they got tension ball latches. Okay. Yeah, awesome find, Wes. So yeah, I haven't used this, but I'd put it in the chat just in case anybody's interested in another option. So I haven't vetted this yet. I haven't bought anything from it. Maybe I'll buy something this afternoon just to make sure they're legit. Not saying they're not, Wes. Just saying Just letting people know I haven't tried it. Yeah, see right there, like these right here. I've been thinking about using this type of bracket instead of what I'm doing. The issue I have is I can't, even though I put in Loctite on it, this doesn't have a way, these set screws don't have a way of, I always like to have a backup plan. So this bracket has a backup plan built in it, which is the lock washer. So one, you have the torque setting that you're tightening this down to, you have the lock washer, and then your third is the Loctite. I think the concern I have with these type of, even though this would be much faster to assemble this, I don't know how good it will hold it together. No, but Wes, thanks for showing all of us a different option of a place to go to. Yeah, I'll buy something from there and just make sure it's all legit, and then next stream I will let you guys know some feedback. But I do like that site because it's showing you pictures. Actually, I didn't even see it. I didn't even look to see if it was cheaper or not. Let's check it out. There's a 15 series corner bracket. We've got $1.95. Let's see here. Wes, you're also helping. Check that out, guys. It's $4.41. Gosh. $4.41 versus almost more than half, versus $1.95. I might be making a switch. So Wes says, I've purchased hardware from them before and they seem like fine quality. I haven't purchased anything directly from 8020. Yeah, 8020 is, to my knowledge, that's kind of like the gold standard. Like that is who created this system. But to me, I mean, I worked with a lot of machine shops and stuff like in my past career, and there's 100 different ways to do something. You know, extruded aluminum is extruded aluminum. I mean, depending on the quality is really what you got to worry about. But I mean, an aluminum bracket at the end of the day is an aluminum bracket as long as it's going to hold up. Yeah, so I mean, almost half, a little more than half price, 50%, 56% off. Interesting. Go and do. I bought my refrigerator before I decided on cabinets. I was like, I want the best refrigerator in this van. And then I got the cabinets later. So I know what you mean. Okay. Guys, keep it up in the chat. We're doing awesome. Let's see. You always do an adventure wagon interior? No. So on my personal van, my personal van and Thomas's van, those two, I did not do I did just a custom one-off upholstered panel. What I'm trying to do now is more of a business move. I'm trying to shorten my length of time for a build and increase quality at the same time. So those are two really hard things to do because the one thing that increases, if you guys know about that triangle, if you want something done good and you want it done fast, it's going to be expensive. So, but I think it's the components I'm trying to put together are worth it. But yeah, Rip Torn, let me show you. a link to my van, just for a reference. So this is a older video I had, but this one, what I did is I did cedar line ceiling in the back panels, and then the back of the van I used it's called a 4-way stretch carpet. For the electrical box right here, this carpet, this is just gray outdoor carpet from Home Depot. So kind of the stuff you see on boats. But if you take your time, you can make it have very good professional results. So this is the 4-way stretch fabric on the left side. So again, if you take your time, you can get, I mean, this is almost 4 years ago now. I can't believe it, but I mean, you can get professional results using this type of stuff. The reason I use Adventure Wagon is the time and the safety. That's the two things that I've really care about as far as Adventure Wagon. So I would like to always use Adventure Wagon going forward until something new comes out, but I'm always open to new things. Peter, have you worked with 10 series 8020 before? I have not worked with 10 series. However, I've seen Humble Road use it in a couple applications, and I've seen some other builders use it in a couple applications. I think it would be strong enough because I think 10 series would still, I think it would be able to do this. Because, like I said earlier, the ultralight, okay, another reason, it's just a personal thing for me, 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch is essentially a 2x2. So I did a lot of carpentry in my life, and I'm very, actually, the van that I'm showing you guys right here, this is a wood built van. So if you zoom in, you guys can see the wood there. So it's 2x2s. You know, 2x2s on the bed and a lot of 2x2s. So this is wood construction on the inside of this van. 8020 was a result of there were a lot of components we had to put in Thomas's van that were very heavy, and his van, I want all vans to be safe, but Thomas's van, the stuff that we put in there, the weight of everything, I mean, the power system, the subwoofer, the panel, the water tank, hot water heater, fridge, all that stuff it's very, very heavy. And so, I didn't want anything happening, anything moving in the event of an accident. So that whole entire 8020 cage is now part of the roof. It's part of the floor. It's bolted through the floor with grade 8 bolts. It's double bolted in front of the refrigerator, which is behind the driver's seat, so that if something hit, that refrigerator is essentially part of the chassis. So it's nothing's going to happen. And not only the refrigerator, the ButcherBox countertop, that's a lot of weight. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of pounds here. So just something to think about. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Let me back up. Let me get back over here. No, I really appreciate the questions. This is keeping the live stream going. But yeah, ask me anything. Yeah, but short answer on the 10 series, I think it would be fine. Haven't personally used it, but I would consider using it. Gosh, this inverter charger from Renogy, it's almost 70 pounds, so that's another reason I wanted to get this 80/20 in the back here, because although I love Adventure Wagon, the location of this is not in a spot where I can easily access the L track. So if you can imagine, the L track is up here, and so I need the 80/20 to be able to bolt to it higher. And then I also got to cut the floor out, not the van floor, just the insulated floor. So I got the air circulation underneath the inverter charger. I mean, a lot of things to think about, guys, when you're building vans. You know, it's not just what you can fit and what will hold whatever component you're doing, but, you know, how's that component going to breathe? So one thing I like about the Flatline Vanco cabinets is that they have those louvers pre-cut out to vent the fridge. So I had to, we had to adjust some spacing on Thomas's fridge to make sure that we had adequate ventilation in the back of the fridge. Because I thought I put enough in there, but where he lives, it gets really hot. And so we needed to make sure that it had just the most amount of ventilation that we could get in there. Yeah, this one you can mount it any way you want to. The reason that I'm doing it vertical, if you think so, for me, I try to make everything as tight as possible, and then after I get it in a very tight spot, then I point out, okay, where does this have to breathe, and then I make adjustments then. This happens to fit just perfectly behind the wheel well and up top. And I'm going to orient it to where the, I forgot which way it was, but I'm oriented it so that it sucks air from the bottom and blows it out the top. So I'll have a, if you guys want parts like this, pin L-com. I'll get back to you and Peter in just 1 second. Just doing this while I'm thinking about it. So pin L-com. They make flight case hardware. So flight cases, you know, guys, this is the stuff that carry, you know, DJs, rock and roll bands. This is where they carry all their equipment in, are these cases. They're called flight cases, so the wheels, stuff like that. This is the company I got my Riga Hexa from. But this company, they make all the handles for, like, you know, roadie gear, I guess, lack of a better word. But they also have all of this stuff. So this gives you a really nice professional look for anything that needs to be ventilated. But yeah, it can be mounted. Most people mount this sideways. I'm just mounting it vertical because that's where I want it to go. I don't want to split up my battery bank too much. So I'm not splitting it up. Oh wait, go and do, missed your question. Is it possible to use the Adventure Wagon kit if you've already put in a side bunk window similar to the one that comes with the Adventure? Yes. So if you put an Adventure Wagon kit in your van, you've already cut out the window. The panel from Adventure Wagon, I'm trying to think if I have a video. The bump out from Adventure Wagon does not, you can buy it with the bunk window not cut out already. So the panel will just be fully upholstered with no cutout. And then what you can do is take your window out, put the bump out in, and then go outside of your van and then trace. And then go inside, take it off, and then cut out your trace mark, and then smush it together. I would recommend, hold on, let me get this. Let me put this link in the chat. I would recommend, okay, we're gonna go to Flatline Vanco. So if we go to Flatline Vanco, van parts, adventure wagon compatible parts. Nope, not that. What am I doing? Van parts, transit interior. Here. Okay, so go and check this out, the CRL pill window trim kit. So this is what I used to clean up the hole I cut out. So this is what I thought. I thought I could just smush the adventure wagon interior panel and just smush it to the sheet metal and make my windowsill, which I don't know why I thought that, because obviously that didn't work. But so what I did is I ended up gluing this frame. You don't have to glue it. I glued it so that I could, a lot of stuff moves around, so I used actually contractor adhesive just to glue the metal frame to the sheet metal of the van on the inside. I used Loctite PL Premium. But when I did this, here, let me find the actual video. All right, check this out. Okay, so in this video, what I did, so here is, all right, so see the panel is not cut out. It's upholstered, but it's from Adventure Wagon, but it's not cut out. So what I did is I went and I traced out, so imagine this window is already cut out, so you don't have to trace it. Okay, so the window comes out, and then the top and bottom I've cut out so that it will accept the Adventure Wagon frame. So see, that's the frame. So you're not cutting the Adventure Wagon bump out to the window frame. You are if you're not using this window frame, but you need to use this window frame because it'd be so difficult to make your own frame to clean it up. So what I ended up doing was, let's see. So I put this on here. I traced it from the back side. I installed it. And then I came around to the other side. Okay, and I traced the inner, I didn't trace the rounded part, I traced the square part on the inside. And then I scored it with a razor just to really be sure I was accurate. Okay, and then I went and I took the panel down and I cut not the round part, which was the window. I cut the rectangular part, which was the this. I cut this out right there, that inner frame. And then once I did the inner frame, magically, boom, there you go. And now all you do is you just got to put that, I think I just did some tweaks. I rebolted my window in, and then there's your frame. There you go. So the frame's put in, so. The links in the description are not available. Did I mess that up? No, they should work. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Let's see. All right, so Thomas's van tour. All right, that works. The van builder. Ah, okay. I will fix that. Thank you for letting me know. The Calendly. Huh. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. So when the live stream's over, I'll update those links. I don't think they pasted in correctly, but if you're looking for the DIY van build cheat sheet, you can, let's see if that works. Jamie, if you're still watching, can you paste in a new link? You don't have to. I can do it. I don't know why I didn't. Here, let's do this. So guys, you can go to vanbuilderhq.com if you're trying to sign up for that link. So you can go there to sign up for the DIY. Okay. It's all good, guys. We'll update that. In the meantime, you just go to vanbuilderhq.com to sign up for the letter. No biggie. But we'll update that when the stream ends. I'll go back in the back end and update the links. So that's all good. No, thank you guys for letting us know. I mean, when I'm doing the live stream, once I set it live, I can't change it until we end the live stream. So that's just the way it works. Or I haven't figured out how to do it. So that's another story for a different day. All right, guys, excellent questions. Excellent questions. I'm fixing my fridge problems. I'm fixing my 80/20 supplier issues. I'm saving 56% on brackets now, thanks to Wes. Life is good over here in the shop now. All right, we're doing good. We're slowly making our way to the top of this. I want to make a cage for you guys before I get done with the live stream. Awesome. All right, guys, anybody tuning in? We are doing a Q&A now. We've been talking about 80/20. We've been talking about other stuff, updates on the building here, kind of live in the shop, having some fun today. The chat has been incredible. We've got all kinds of new links, different products. We talked about our DIY van build cheat sheet. So I'll just talk about it really quick. Looks like we got some new people coming in here. The DIY van build cheat sheet. This is a way to help jumpstart your camper van conversion. So if you guys have been wondering what parts to get for your van, and this is simple parts. So these are like fuses, like 80/20 components, screws, all the way up until stuff that is, you know, stuff you wish you had. And for me, that is the tools. So this list that we're talking about, the DIY van build cheat sheet. So I created this. It was essentially a list for me to reference, and then it turned into a product for you guys to just help everyone out. I had all of this knowledge in my head as far as all these parts that I used all the time. And so I bundled it up into this Excel document, and I'm sharing it with you guys. It's a living document. It's always going to be updated. It'll probably be humongous in the next couple of years. But right now, it's called the DIY Van Build Cheat Sheet, and you can sign up. It's completely free. It'll deliver straight to your inbox. And it has a list from everything from electrical items, fuses, fuse blocks, you know, fasteners like the 80/20 hardware we're using, HVAC, insulation, onboard air, roofing, security, solar panel, solar MPPT controllers, solar panels, but tools. So tools are the best part about this list. If I could take anything from this list and just buy it, it would be the tools, because every single one of these things I used. Like the rib nut tool, that put the whole entire van together for the adventure wagon. You know, the label kit for the panels, carbide drill bits to drill through the chassis of the van, center punch tools, sound deadening, I gotta fix that. Hole saws, soldering, all the LED lights I individually hand soldered in Thomas's van. I use the solder gun. Hydraulic cable crimping tool, extremely important. This one is this one kicks butt because it's 6 gauge to 4/0. So it does both ends. The Propex extension tool for doing all the plumbing, the PEX A piping, the tubing cutter. I mean, if you just bought all this, no lie, I mean, you would have your little ready to go toolkit to start building your van. So if you want to get this, it's completely free. It's going to go right to your inbox. Just put your name, email address. We'll send it right over to you. And, you know, you guys can do whatever you want to with it. You can you know, if you want to organize it a little bit differently, up here at the top, we've got categories, description, and then the most important thing about this list is the Amazon links. So this helps support the channel. So these links are all connected here. And yeah, so not only subscribe, like this video, keep asking questions in the live stream, but continue to support the channel by using these Amazon links in the DIY van build cheat sheet. All right, I'm gonna go back to building. If you guys have any questions, let me know. We're gonna keep the stream going. How are we doing here? Let's see. All right, we're doing pretty good. And guys, feel free to, oh yeah, what is it? Go and do it. I love this community. Hashtag van life. Hashtag van life. That's funny. You guys are great. All right, we are moving along. We're doing good. Hold on, Nova. There you guys go. This is the noise maker. This is a Nova, shop dog. All right. Where were we here? We are, Let's see, get the back section. Let me get this back section. So my recommendations for starting a van to build with. There was a couple that built vans at the Florida Van Life Gathering, and I thought they had a really good idea. Of course, my wheelhouse is getting new vans for customers, just because of mainly has to do with financing. So it's easier to finance a new build or a new van than it is a used van. The banks like to go with the newer product. The terms for a used van are usually shorter. And again, that's just my experience. So if you do go on the budget side, you can get a used van. And I mean, a used Sprinter, ProMaster Transit, I think any of those platforms. And it doesn't have to be high roof. I have a low roof van. I've used it for almost four years. So, I mean, but that's just me. I'm going out to camp, make some coffee, go hike with some friends, and then come back. I'm not living in the van. So, and I only go when the temperature's nice. I have the diesel heater in there so I can do it when it's cold. But recommendations to start a build with, find something kind of nice and reliable. So anything that they made a lot of. So like the Econoline, like the E350s or stuff like that. I guess my question would be, what size van are you going with? Because there's two things. You can have high roof used for entry level, or you can just go out and buy a new van and then do a conversion and then change it to like an RV after the fact. You can kind of go both ways. There's two schools of thought on this. A lot of people like the Ford Transit platform because there's a lot of dealerships and it tends to be much easier. This is what I've heard. I don't have personal experience with this. But the dealer network is a little bit easier to come by than for Mercedes. Of course, Mercedes, you're kind of buying into that brand for what it is. Nothing against Mercedes. I actually maybe trading in one of these other transits I have in for a Mercedes Sprinter because I like the new platform. And for a builder, it's easier because the Sprinter line has had more time in the market as far as a conversion van. So the products that are available for a DIYer to buy, both DIY and professional builder, there's way more than Transit. Transit's pretty difficult. I got lucky with Adventure Wagon. I got lucky with Flatline Van Co. There's not a lot of places where you can buy stuff for the Ford Transit. But at the time, it was very hard to get Transits, Sprinters, the 4x4s, that whole thing. So I got these when I could. But a Sprinter is nice because if you're a DIYer, let's just say you get a Sprinter, you have just a plethora of choices. You can go budget like almost like a Wayfarer Vans type stuff, or you can go all the way up into like Rigwell or Adventure Wagon. So the Ford Transit Trail, a good example. So I have not personally reviewed or walked in a Ford Transit Trail, but I have watched all the videos and got all the details. So this is just my personal opinion. I would caution holding the Transit Trail above any other Ford Transit. The Transit Trail has a little bit, not to be rude, but the Ford Transit has a little bit more The Transit Trail has more body cladding, so it has like fender flares. It has a cool grille, some lights and stuff like that, like the marker lights. But mechanically, it's really no different. The only thing that they changed mechanically is it has a little bit of a wider stance, has a little bit of an added height. The rim offset has changed a little bit to allow for the width to increase. And I think they've changed a little bit of the suspension geometry for like the all-wheel drive model. But, when you buy the van, there's nothing in the van that's not in a regular Ford Transit. They do mention the inverter, but I think it's like a 400 watt inverter. There's no gas, there's no rear heater. They do give you the option to put a max fan in there, but they only allow you to put it in one location. It's in the middle of the van, which is kind of weird. At the current moment, from what I know, to me, there's not really any difference. So if you've got a regular Ford Transit, all-wheel drive, 148 high roof, you would not be missing anything out functionality-wise from the Trail, other than being able to say, I have a Transit Trail. Because as you've seen in our videos, you can buy the Ford Raptor grille from Ford. It's overseas, but you can get the front end to look different. You can get different bumpers. You can get rims with off-road tires. You can do a lift kit. So if you want to get the Transit Trail for the name, I guess, then that's completely cool. But I just want to make sure if you have the choice between two options and the regular Transit. Now, I'm saying these are all-wheel drive. So a regular Transit, that's not the Trail, like price-wise, don't worry like you're missing out on something from a all-wheel drive Ford Transit 350 versus a Ford Transit Trail all-wheel drive. So mechanically, there's really, to my current knowledge, not that much of a difference. That was a long answer. I do want to go to a dealership and actually see one, but as far as all the videos I've watched, I think that's all I need to know about it. My main point is I don't want people to get discouraged if they can't get a Transit Trail. If you get a regular Ford Transit all-wheel drive, you're going to be great. All right, let me let Nova out real quick, and I will be right back. All right, guys, keep those questions coming. This is good stuff. I will say, if Ford is listening for whatever reason, if they included a parking heater, so like a gasoline fire heater, and they included the max fan as not an upcharge, if those two things were included in the van, I think that would be very good. Because then you're really getting it closer to something that you're financing with some stuff in it. I think that would be a good thing for Ford to do. Oh, hey Thomas. Welcome to the live stream. This is a long one today. Let me move this back over here. How long have we been streaming for? Whew. 2 hours and 11 minutes. Yeah, we're going to keep going. As long as the questions keep coming in, I will keep streaming. So if you guys are working on your van while we're working on this van, that's fun. So as I mentioned in the previous video that just got posted a couple days ago, you guys will know that I decided to go with the Renogy 1 system. And so I think people will be very curious as to why I went with that. As opposed to like the Red Arc system that we put into Thomas's van. And although the Red Arc is superior, Renogy has made some strides with their off-grid system, which is called Rego. And I'm curious about it because last year, I went ahead and purchased 6 of these Renogy smart lithium-ion batteries. You can actually daisy chain them all together with a network cable. All that communication goes into a hub, and it can communicate with a little hub to tell you about the status of each individual battery and even the battery cells. It's really crazy. But now that system will integrate with the new Rego inverter charger and communicate with the DC to DC MPPT controller all in one panel. So I want to try it out because I wanted to go with the EcoFlow power kit and test that out because I think that's an exceptional system. The problem was I don't think the output from the batteries is going to be to my satisfaction for the current rating of the air conditioner, 12-volt air conditioner unit. Until I can have somebody else verify that, I don't want to buy it yet. So I already had 50% of the kit, and I just went ahead and got the rest of it. So we're going to connect it in the next weeks when it comes in, and I will let you guys know about it. You know, I don't hate on Renogy. I've used it for like the last 4 years. All the solar panels are Renogy. I've not had an issue. Anytime you reach out to tech support, it's very organized. They create a help ticket. You get a number. They follow up with you. So I've heard bad things about it, but I've not experienced those. And I work with them as far as just a customer. They don't know that I have a business or anything like that. Go and do. Video security systems. Yeah, I think the Blink wireless camera is good. CC, let's see. Let me think about that real quick. Oh, go do. You got the EcoFlow 10K? All right. Are you running an air conditioner? So my thing with the Blink, I think it's awesome. It connects pretty easily. I've used that before. The thing is, you got to have a Wi-Fi hotspot. It's got to be on all the time. So unless you're going to like power that off the van, or know that you're going to power it off your van, or like connect your phone to it, I would say the wireless camera is good for if you're in the van as some type of security measure versus if you're, because you'll need to hardwire some type of Wi-Fi to get that to connect to your phone. Like if you're wanting to use it as a security system, so when you're in your house, you can check out your van. Because I found that the signal is not that strong. Yeah, I'm really interested to see if you have a 12 volt AC connected to the EcoFlow, or if you're thinking about it. According to the technical documents, it says theoretically the math works. It says it will work. But the gauge of wire that they're using to connect to the distribution box doesn't look heavy duty enough. Maybe there's something I don't know. Okay, so I'm assuming that the 12 volts that comes out of the power panel and that goes into the, okay, I need to know this information. Okay, so if you guys are following along, Go and Do and I are talking about this right here, the Independence Kit. So my question to Go and Do is, from this box going into here to the distribution box, I'm assuming you are pulling off of that 12 volt output to run your AC, like a secondary box. Is that right? NDLB. I've heard that. I've heard of that one. Do you like the NDLB AC? Yeah, I guess my question for Go and Do is, did you hook it up to, so that where the power comes into this box, did you create a secondary line coming out to pull directly off of the battery? Gosh, yeah, I'm really excited about the EcoFlow. Am I going to have to consult with my live streamers before I make purchases from now on? Okay. So the two positive and negative that go into the panel box are the same gauge as what the NDLB 12 volt wire is. So they're the same gauge. And if so, do you know what that gauge is by chance? Is it like 6 gauge or 4? The only other concern I had about the EcoFlow, I mean, I really want to put it in another build that I'm doing, but the max engine charging from the alternator is 60 amps. So go and let me know how much of you're using for solar. How much solar you got on your van. Or if you're just deciding to run it off of shore power. All of that would be very interesting to me. I would really appreciate it. Okay, 600. Heck yeah, that is good. Very good. Oh, that's right, you told me earlier. I forgot you told me that. Yeah, if you know off the top of your head the gauge of the wire, well, here, maybe I can just figure it out. Oh, really? Huh. Yeah, that's what I thought too. It did look thinner than. Yeah, I mean, I called up EcoFlow and talked to a rep for the tech specs on the EcoFlow. Which one? For the power kit, and then I called Dometic for the RTX 2000, and they were both in agreement that it would work, that it wouldn't be too much. So, yeah. Do you guys want a battery battery holder? Because I probably wouldn't use this setup for the EcoFlow. If I did the EcoFlow in this van, it'd be for everyone to see. I'd have the double stacked over here. Doing good. All right, let's see. Do we have enough bolts here to finish this up? Got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think we can do it. Yep, so I'm gonna put this top part on, and then I think that might do it today. Oh, it will not work with the medic. Huh. The Dometic pulls too much current, I'm guessing. Man, that's another, I'm telling you guys, you are hitting the nail on the head on that community. This is really good to have this information. That's right. I think that, yeah, because the indel is not, the indel 4092, the medic RTX. Okay, Dometic RTX 2000 is 6,824 BTU. And the indel is 4,092 BTU. Yep, that. Well, I think those people that were talking to me were just reading out of a book. They didn't actually. That's very good insider knowledge. Go and do. I really appreciate that. This is great. Huh. Man. So now I'm thinking about this indel because. So one more question. Go and do. One, have you tried it? Does it cool really well? Do you feel like it's enough cooling for your van? Because go and do, you have the Ford Transit 350 high roof extended, if I can remember right. Yeah, I would like to know, do you like the cooling output of the indel? Yeah, let me know. Yeah, if you can just send it here. Yeah, send it to my, that would be really helpful. I'd really, really appreciate it. So sales@odysseycustomvans.com. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Because my plan is this van, this one right here, that van, that one is going to be more of a budget build. So my plan for that one is just go very simple. I mean, not that EcoFlow is budget, but what I mean by budget is because man hours work are, that's part of the budget too. So if it takes me, if it's quicker to build it, then that's saving cost. And then the EcoFlow, the time-wise to put it in is so quick. The system got a lot of good feedback. So like an EcoFlow, like the indel, maybe just simple interior system. That'd be cool. It works really well. Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll be back for more live streams, so you can tell me if during the middle of the summer when we're on stream if it's too hot. That would be funny. If you guys are still following the 80-20 portion of this stream, you'll notice that any downward force, so anything that's a weighted downward force, you want the 80-20 to be on top so that the brackets are not bearing the load, but the actual 80-20 through the floor is bearing the load. Because if you put it here, it can slip over time. And Peter was talking about, do I through bolt it? This would be a situation where you wanted to tap and then drill through so it can't move down. All right, guys, I'm gonna put the brackets on up here. I'm gonna put this last piece on the top, and then I will let you guys know, kind of wrap this up here. So we're gonna wrap up in the next 10 minutes. So if you have any questions, I'm not sure when I'm live streaming again this week. If I do live stream again, it probably won't be till Sunday. So if you have any questions, I would love to hear your guys' feedback on future videos. So questions specific to future content that I've not covered, but you guys have a question to. That's what I'm really interested in. I want to yeah, if you guys, that would be great feedback. So this top rail, this is the rail that's going to be drilled through, and it's going to have these bolts, but I gotta order the longer ones. But when this gets finished, you can imagine these hangers will be here, 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 and here. And the 80-20 bar this bar of 80-20 right here. So this is the van. So what you'll do is you'll just hook this into the van and bolt it down, and you'll be good to go. So this can be removable. Technically, anything in this van that I'm building, you can unbolt and take out. You'll have to unlock the wires and unlock the plumbing, but if you really had to take everything out of this van, you could unbolt it, and you could do that. So, if you guys were wondering, that is possible. Once again, guys, any questions? Let me know what your questions are. And if you guys are wondering, I'm going to go back through here and put a little bit of blue Loctite on here. But the reason I don't do it when you guys are watching me build is because I got to usually take this thing apart 2 or 3 times. And I'm not going to put it on there and then take it off and then put it back on there. So, but I will put it on there. Yeah, I want to thank everybody for their feedback on the live stream today. This has been incredible. So yeah, everybody that's been participating in, giving a comment, finding new helpful resources for everybody to go to. It's definitely a community, that is for sure. Especially when I go to these events, van tours, stuff like that. It's really great. The Florida Van Life Gathering, if anybody wants to know, the name has changed. So if you were wanting to go to the Florida Van Life Gathering, I believe it's Vantopia now. So Vantopia is the name it's a new name for the Florida Van Life Gathering. course, I don't know if that means I need to change my my YouTube video name. Probably not, because it was called the Florida Van Life Gathering. So. All right, guys, just a couple minutes left. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, I'd love to hear your feedback as far as topics for future videos. That would be excellent. I'm going to see, where did I put, so we got 2 here and I cut 4 here. I guess I didn't cut any extra up top. All right, I'm gonna spend the last 5 minutes just showing you how this is technically supposed to look, and then we'll go ahead and cut the stream off. So this DC to DC charger, again, this is not the one that we're using. We're using the new Rego version of this, but the footprint is the same. So we have this guy here. On the back side, there'll be another piece of 80/20 that's going to be used as a support bracket. And so I made it specifically so that this will bolt in just like that. So you guys can see how down here at the bottom, we've got good clearance. Same here at the top. We've got 1.5 inches at the bottom, we've got 1.5 inches at the top for ventilation. And then on this back side, we've got room for our the gasoline fired heater. So that'll be underneath here. And then if you can imagine, the wheel wells here, so the batteries are going to be up top. But I just wanted to show you that the width of this system is the same width as the batteries. So just imagine these batteries being up top. So these all just come into here. And this is not perfect. They're going to be up higher. And I'm actually going to change the orientation of these as well. So there's something that you guys can't see here, but I'm actually going to, so when the rest of this stuff gets in, so I got 2 of these controllers. So essentially these controllers will be underneath the battery, and they'll be up against the wheel well with the Riga hexa board, so they'll be bolted to that. And or 1-inch aluminum tubing through bolted into the 80/20. So that'll be 2 of these. There'll be a Victron Links distributor. That's going to carry the fuses for the heavy stuff. So the power going to the inverter, the power going to the AC unit, the power going to, or coming in from the DC to DC 1 60 amp, the 2 60 amp. There'll be a second box. I think I'm going to do 2 Links distributors. The second box is going to have the remote. Might just do 1. But we're going to have a remote panel, like a little mini panel somewhere to do all the USB outlets and stuff like that. I should have gotten the Adventure Wagon panel kit for the van. They include a bunch of USB outlets and a sub panel included in the kit. There's already a space for it, but I opted out of it and I decided to get the bamboo ceiling. So now I'm having to like re-add in the electrical system, but I didn't know what options I wanted to have in this van yet. So I turned into just having the bamboo ceiling accent in lieu of the electrical setup. But it's okay. This is, again, these batteries will be up on this top level. The wheel well is going to be under here. All of the DC to DC MPPT is going to be down here at the bottom. On the back side, we'll have our big disconnects, so for the power, for solar. And because this is a spec build and I'm also using it as like a test vehicle, I'm going to put in a Victron shunt in the back over here so that I want to see the difference between what the Victron shunt picks up versus the individual mini shunts that are in each one of these batteries, just to give you guys some feedback. So Peter, I cut all of my own 80/20, and I cut it in the back room. And this is the clean room. The back room is where the 80/20 gets cut because it's very dirty. I'm glad you asked that question, Peter, because I wanted to show everyone what I use, the blade. So the blade that I use to cut it, I cut my own, and I use the Diablo blade. And they have like an 80 tooth. My saw is bigger than 10 inch. I got 12 inch. So it's a 96 tooth. You want a lot of teeth. But this Diablo blade, I've cut 80/20 for 2 vans now, and it's still cutting perfectly fine. You just want to go nice and slow, but it cuts very, very clean. I personally would not use any other blade. I would not use a DeWalt blade. This Diablo blade, perfect. So I'm gonna show you a cut in. I don't even know if you can see this on the camera, but if you can see, it's hard to see. But I mean, it is like, see, look at that. Do you see how shiny that is? So I cut that here. Look how shiny that is. That's how clean it is. If you go nice and slow, very clean cut. I mean, there is no going back to clean it up. It's very, very clean. All right, guys. This is the box. Join me next time. I will show you guys the finished results of this. Might take some help to get this back into the van, but just want to personally thank everyone. Thank you for subscribing, commenting, participating in the conversation for the live stream today, learning about this. Love to hear your feedback as far as future questions, topics for the live stream, and then anything that we didn't answer for you here today. Put that in the comments below. I usually go through the comments once a week and kind of pick up the stuff that I can answer. If I haven't answered your comment, that means that I'm getting to it, or the other reason is I'm taking that and I'm actually writing and putting together a script to address that in a video. So I see all the comments. I'm always checking them, but the ones that don't get answered to quickly, I'm getting a good answer for you. Yep, if I don't see you guys tomorrow, make sure you guys have an excellent weekend, and we'll kick it back up here for the next live stream. And yeah, thank you once again for all your participation today, and I will see you guys in the next live stream.